Hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of your Kingsport Chamber Zone. It is the show that we know you circle on your calendars every week, the half hour that you can't wait to watch because we are telling you all of the great things that are happening here in Kingsport. I am Laura Woods with Eastman. He is my good friend and co-host Bob Fegans with the Kingsport Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Bob.
Hello, Laura. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you as well, especially because of where we're located right now. We are coming to you from a place that has been a model corporate citizen here in Kingsport for the last 80 years. It is a place that has served this community's medical needs. It is a place that gives hope and life to the people in this community. Of course, I'm talking about Holston Valley Medical Center.
And at Holston Valley Medical Center, we're in the middle of its new and expanded neonatal intensive care unit, or NICU. This is from the ribbon cutting.
So new. It's just, I mean, we still have the bow from the ribbon cutting.
They just had yesterday. They're getting ready to move all the babies in here. This place is special because, as you mentioned, gives hope and life to a lot of premature newborns and also babies who might just need that extra little push to begin those very precious few days of life. As you know,
and if I may say, it's also a place that I know means a lot to you and your family as well, because you have a great little one running around your house thanks to the great staff here at the NICU.
That's right. Higgs spent a weekend here, and it's just a phenomenal team here. It means so much to us, means so much to many. They have such a level of compassion and experience and expert care here. It truly is unparalleled here at Holston Valley's Medical Center NICU, and it's only going to improve now with this expansion.
That's right. The NICU has now moved up to the third floor of the medical center, which means that it's going to be better access for everybody involved. The great team that's here, as well as the families being able to have access to their little ones who are in such an important time in their lives. We can't wait to preview all of the cool things that have happened with the result of this brand new unit right after this.
And a big reason why they have this expansion and addition of the new NICU is because of the phenomenal work of the Wellmont Foundation. This wonderful organization raises funds for a number of projects at the hospital each year, and they do that at a big event, their Night of Holiday Miracles, which is specifically a fundraiser for the NICU. That event is set for Friday, December the 2nd at the Meadowview Marriott, and we'll have a big preview when Clay Ralston joins us.
It's a wonderful event, and we're going to keep you in the holiday spirit when we talk to you about one of the favorite concerts coming up from the Symphony of the Mountains, and that is their Traditions concert, their holiday concert that's going to take place on Saturday, December the 3rd here in Kingsport. We'll have Melissa Roberts from the Symphony on here to talk not only about that great concert, but also give us a quick preview about what's coming up in 2017.
Just a lot of happy and holiday news on today's CZ.
Yeah, we even have both.
But before we get to all our guests, let's take a look at some upcoming events with your Kingsport Chamber. We are so pleased to be joined by our hosts for today's Kingsport Chamber Zone. They are part of the outstanding staff and medical team here at Holston Valley Medical Center. Lisa Smith-Gall is the Chief Nursing Officer for Holston Valley Medical Center, and Patty Dean is the clinical leader for the hospital's outstanding NICU. Lisa, Patty, thanks for hosting us today. It's so exciting to be here.
It's beautiful. It's so pretty here.
Yeah. We're going to show pictures. I was here at the ribbon cutting yesterday. There was a huge crowd. Everybody's so excited about this new and expanded NICU and all the additions you've added here. We're going to get into all that, but first just give us a general overview about the NICU and what it does.
Well, neonatal ICU is designed for premature babies and any term baby that's having any issues after birth. That could be issues with breathing, that's our #1 reason for admission. It could be low blood sugars, it could be infection. So any babies that need specialized care would come to this unit.
Right.
And actually, we take babies in this neonatal intensive care unit not only from our own birth center, but from some of our regional community hospitals as well. That the baby needs a little bit extra care, and we provide that higher level of care here.
Right.
It's just a beautiful facility. As Bob said, we're going to be showing pictures throughout the interview, of course, but talk a little bit about how the design here is intended to help care for those high-risk infants.
The design here is, you know, a change from what we've had in our old unit. We have got smaller rooms with smaller clusters of babies. We've got private rooms, and all of this leads to a quieter environment for both our parents and our babies, all of which supports developmental care.
And obviously you have larger space here, you have certainly more room, but you also mentioned that the smaller rooms, the private spaces, and talk about how that really enhances the medical care you can give to those babies.
Well, I think that it really makes a huge difference for our families who are trying to bond with their baby. This is their baby's room for many weeks sometimes. And we want to provide a space that's private, that they can have that private family time, but also be able to, provide the needed care that's there. It promotes breastfeeding because they have, space at the bedside without a whole lot of people in the room. The previous environment, one large room, lots of people. We can have private conversations with them about their baby and have less ears hearing that. So we're really excited about the space.
And of course, the space design, very deliberate. You all had recommendations that you followed in order to create this design. So how were those recommendations incorporated here?
Well, what the current trends in NICU design are for more private spaces. And, as we'd said earlier, you have smaller rooms. It leads to a quieter environment. We have more control over lighting. When parents come in here, it's a time of a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress for them. Most parents do not anticipate having a baby that's going to go to an NICU after birth. Everyone's anticipating a healthy, healthy delivery.
Sure.
And so we designed it to hopefully decrease stress, make people feel calm, make them feel welcoming, because they're taking in a lot of information all at one time, medical information, a lot of new words that they may not be familiar with.
Sure.
In addition to that, the space, when you have smaller babies and smaller equipment in a smaller space instead of a large space, there are a lot of ventilators and monitors. There's a lot of noise.
Yeah. And
there's been a lot of research that showed over time that babies who have a lot of noise have, they're not able to rest and grow. So having smaller spaces, they can put weight on quicker, they can be healthier in their development, and it's a better environment.
That's great.
And also that smaller space and that private room also increases the parents' involvement and interaction with their babies as well.
Absolutely. And if you're in a big open room with a number of people, it's a little bit harder to relax. You've got a lot of activity with people walking back and forth, phones ringing, monitors going off, whereas if it's just maybe you, your significant other sitting at your baby's bedside, you feel a little bit more at ease, more relaxed. It promotes bonding between parents and their baby, promotes breastfeeding. And, these are all things that are very, very important to the developing infant.
And our goal is that the parents spend as much time as possible with the baby. We want them to attach to their baby. We want them to, be able to take care of the baby when the baby leaves here healthy. So what happens in this kind of environment, if you have one large room and another baby needs some extra intervention or you need to do a procedure, often we had to vacate everyone else from the unit for safety. But this way, the parents don't have to leave. They can stay with their baby while other things are happening to other babies.
One of the other major changes that might get overlooked is the fact that the NICU previously on the second floor, now on the third floor. What does that change mean to the babies and the families?
Well, what that means really for our families is that our postpartum mothers will be here on the third floor, just down the hallway from where our new unit is. So they're going to have less physical space to actually travel to see their babies. Another thing is that it means for our NICU team is that we are just down the hall from our labor and delivery unit now, and we're right outside the OR doors. We're used to coming up to second floor. We can be here with just in seconds, but we're even closer now.
Great.
Obviously, it's a great improvement for the medical staff too, the physicians, the nurses, and everybody on the medical team. It really enhances their level of care and what they're able to provide to the NICU babies.
Absolutely. We are very excited for our team, and everyone who has come through, they just get a huge smile on their face. There's natural light. There's a lot of work that shows that you can assimilate better in your environment. And our staff have come in and seen the bright colors and the working environment. There's actually a lot more space for them to work. There's a lot of equipment with the babies and the parents and the visitors, and they'll be able to do the work of caring for the patient while accommodating all of the family to be able to be present. So it's a very exciting time for us.
Well, and I can personally attest the medical team here is just phenomenal. Our son Higgs was in here for a week, and you all are just absolutely the best. It's just incredible. And we're so excited for this this addition. I mean, what a difference it's
We
going to
are
make.
too.
Yeah.
And I actually brought one of our moms up here yesterday, whose baby will be here when we move next week. And when she walked in, she says, "This makes me feel happy." And I think the colors and the lighting do give you a sense of well-being and of feeling hopeful. And so I think that's a huge plus right there within itself.
It's wonderful. Lisa, if people want more information about the NICU and all of the great changes that have taken place with this new place, where do they find that?
Well, we have a lot of information on our website, and certainly they're welcome to call and just talk to any of the leaders, and we'd be happy to talk to them about what we offer here, and make sure they know what we do, and if they have the need for information, if they're anticipating a high-risk pregnancy, we want to make sure they have that assurance prior to arrival.
That's great. And the website, wellmont.org?
Wellmont.org.
Easy enough. Well, Patty Dean, Lisa Smith-Gall, both with Wellmont Holston Valley Medical Center, congratulations on this beautiful new space and everything that it means for the families here in our community who will need it so much. We really appreciate you having us here today. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you both very much. And when we come back on Your CZ, we'll preview a very special holiday event that supports the babies of this NICU. Please stay with us. And welcome back to your Kingsport Chamber Zone on location from the new NICU here at Holston Valley Medical Center.
This new facility is just spectacular, and it's part of the overall expansion that's taking place for the Center for Women and Infants here at Holston Valley Medical Center, located on the 3rd floor of the hospital. And it wouldn't have been possible except for the great efforts of the many friends and supporters of the Wellmont Foundation. Here now to tell us more about that really cool organization and all the great things that they do is Clay Ralston. Clay is the Community Support Director for the Wellmont Foundation. Clay, welcome.
Hey, very glad to be here, and I'm really excited to be having this discussion in the middle of this great new facility. So glad to join you here.
And Wellmont Foundation is really a high-profile organization here in our community, but there may be some people watching the show who aren't familiar with the work that you do. So could you tell us a little bit about the foundation?
Yeah, specifically, what I'd like to say about the foundation is that what we do essentially is work with the community to really further the mission of the Wellmont health system, which is to deliver superior care with compassion. So the fun part of the job is engaging with the community to help us do that in a bigger and better way. It's if you think about it, I love the fact that I get to work with the community and let them know, hey, you can have a big role in the kind of care that you receive and that your neighbors receive, and really the compassion that goes along with that care. So it gives people, the foundation, the good part about the foundation is it facilitates that connection between the community and the health care that they receive.
That's great.
Clay, we had you on the show a couple of years ago to talk about this very important fundraising campaign for the new NICU, and it goes without saying we would not be here today if not for the great efforts of the Wellmont Foundation. So tell us how all this happened and came about.
Well, this may be my favorite part of the discussion because, what we're sitting in right here is just an excellent example of what can happen through the foundation, the community efforts we were discussing. Because if you think about this, this is a $2 million project that would not have happened if really the three things weren't in place. One of those things is our affiliation with the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. So because of our affiliation with that network of hospitals, we receive funds from the community. So when you're at Walmart and you see the big balloon and you maybe give a little bit more onto your total bill, you're funding here locally children's care efforts. The money for this has also come from just all kinds of sizes of donations coming in from the community. big ones and small ones coming together, as well as people just coming to some of the Children's Miracle Network events that we host. So this really happened because all those things have come together to create that. Sometimes these big projects can seem overwhelming to people and say, how can we actually accomplish this? But when all these pieces come together, great things happen, which we're sitting in the middle of.
Oh, it's just amazing, and of course, again, it's part of the expansion for the Center for Women and Infants, and so this, along with the expansion, will have just a huge impact for Holston Valley and the families that it serves, right?
That's right. If you think about it, again, the community has come together to support something that the women and children in this community are going to feel in a tangible way. Just the fact that we're located here with the relocation, we're located all on the 3rd floor, is going to provide a much better patient experience. So as a community, we've created a much better patient experience. And I know you guys just got through talking with Lisa and Patty about everything that this is going to be in terms of that great patient experience.
Yeah.
You mentioned how the community came together and all the sponsors and donors, and they did that in large part at a new fundraiser you created a couple of years ago, the Night of Holiday Miracles. It's now in its 3rd year. It's coming up in December. This is just a fantastic evening to support the NICU. So tell us all about this great holiday event.
Yes, thanks, Bob. It's a holiday event that we are just really excited about because we've experienced great growth. And again, the neat thing about that growth is that it is continuing to grow in its support of what we're doing in terms of our children's care services. So, we've got this great new facility in place, but we want to continue to equip it and make sure it's delivering the kind of care that we want to. So these events are important, the Night of Holiday Miracles. So this is our 3rd year. We wanted to design an event that would help people kick off the holidays in a good way. So it's the first Friday in December, so it's kind of a little bit start of the season, and it's really intended to be a festive yet a little bit more casual kind of event. There's no formal dinner, but it gives you an opportunity to kind of stroll around I want to call it a Christmas-like atmosphere. And I'll just give you a little sneak preview in the fact that you are going to be strolling around something that is going to be a lot like Santa's workshop this year.
Are you an elf?
I don't think that you'd want me making any toys, but
but it is interesting that you have said elves because elves will be an important part of the evening. Just not to give anything away, but elves will be integrated into this evening. But what we have is instead of that formal dinner, we're going to have our MetaView team, who's a great partner with us, putting together some very nice culinary delights. And they're going to be paired up well with some of the libations supplied by some of our great vendors like Sleepy Owl Brewery and Hook and Ladder Distillery. Yeah. We're going to have some great things like aged bourbon samplings. So I guess aged bourbon's better than those young bourbon samplings. But anyway, we're going to have that, and there's going to be silent auction items that people can stroll and maybe even get a little advancement on their Christmas shopping.
Sure.
And we've added this great new silent auction item called our Deluxe Vacation Package, packages. So those will also be part of our silent auctions. So again, you can see a little bit of eating, a little bit of drinking, a little bit of shopping, a little bit of strolling, all in a Christmassy atmosphere. Really leads to people coming, attending, and supporting what we're trying to do here at Wellmont with Children's Services.
Sounds great. It's going to be a wonderful event. So if people want more information about that, or how would they get tickets, where do they go?
Yeah, so the easiest way to do that is to go to our wellmont.org site. You can also Google Wellmont Foundation, and you'll get there quickly. You'll see the little Night of Holiday Miracles banner. Just click on that. You can get tickets. You can get a little event description. It's probably the easiest way to go about it.
Easy enough.
Absolutely. You also have entertainment that night too, right?
Yeah, so we'll have the elves do have singing capabilities. I think
And
you'll
you sure
find.
you're not one of
I'm
them?
not, definitely not.
Okay.
I think you'll find that will be entertaining. Yes, it's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be great. We have a great team who really enjoys this event, and I just enjoy seeing what they invest in it.
That's wonderful.
Okay.
That's good.
Absolutely. Looks like it's going to be another fun night. Clay Ralston with the Wellmont Foundation, thanks for joining us today, and thanks for all you're doing to raise money for this NICU and everything that's happening here at Holston Valley.
Stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to preview another fun family event that'll kick off the holidays for you as well, right after this. And welcome back to this edition of your Kingsport Chamber Zone, on location from the new NICU here at Holston Valley Medical Center.
You know, talking about the Night of Holiday Miracles, we're already getting in that spirit of the season for Christmas. And I always think there are always a few things that come to mind when puts me in the mood for Christmas.
Okay.
The decorations go up, the Kingsport Town Center,
The Kingsport Christmas Parade.
Kingsport Christmas Parade, you know. I get your 10-page Christmas wish list, you know, that always lets me know, Bob, it's Christmas season, so.
And I hope you know that I've called that down from like 20.
Yes.
I mean, I only put the items.
And it's
on
not
there that-
because I gave you those other 10 pages, or, you know.
Right. That's not. Yeah, Hallmark has its movies.
Hallmark has its
going out,
movies.
yeah.
And of course, you know, the annual Christmas concert with our Symphony of the Mountains. Yeah, that
That's
always
really
helps
it.
to put us
Yeah,
in that
that's it.
festive mood. Well, of course, that concert this year, our wonderful orchestra is getting ready for that Christmas concert with what they're billing as traditions. So here now to tell us all the festive details is our good friend and a frequent CZ guest, Melissa Roberts.
I think Melissa's been on the show now more than anybody else.
Yes.
I think she's taken that
This is
title.
my home away from home,
Yes.
really.
I think she's taken that title away
And
from
she has
Steve
certainly
Fisher, and that makes me really happy.
Wow.
And she has surpassed Cornelia. So I don't know if it's because Melissa likes coming on the show or Cornelia just says you go do that.
A
So.
little bit of I love coming on the show,
Yeah.
and Cornelia is never in town anymore.
Yeah, that's
And now
true.
she's really out of town as they're on tour in Switzerland.
They
So
are.
yeah.
They are.
Well, that's a great place to start because we're going to bombard you with questions with what's probably
Yes.
everybody's favorite symphony concert of the year, the Christmas concert.
Yeah, we're so lucky to have you because you all put on just amazing concerts throughout the year. But I'll have to say that the Christmas concert, it's definitely one that I think a lot of people look forward to. I look forward to it as well. So tell us all about traditions.
Well, you know, it really is a tradition. People kind of kick off their Christmas season with a holiday concert. You know, just like you think of the Nutcracker, you think of the Symphony Christmas concert. So that's why we went with traditions. And this year we have just a huge concert. Every year we have a huge concert, but we're going to perform both in Kingsport and in Abingdon, and then going up to Pound, Virginia, to perform those three concerts.
Great.
So what will we be hearing from our traditions concert on the symphony stage this Christmas?
It has a little bit of everything. As usual, we have everything from you know, Hark the Herald Angels and the Handel, you know, Messiah chorus, to the Grinch Stole Christmas and Santa's Coming to Town. So there really is something for everyone. There's some old traditional Yuletide favorites, and then there are some new fun things that the kids will absolutely love. And this is really a concert for the whole family.
Any singing elves, or are they just doing the Night of Holiday Miracle?
Well, you know, we have singing short people. In
Okay,
fact,
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
we have over 300 choir members that will
Wow.
be there this
Wow.
year, so it's a huge event.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the symphony doesn't do anything small, and so I know there has to be a whole lot of coordination that goes into this, because this isn't just your standard Symphony of the Mountains concert either. I mean, featuring a 300-voice choir.
Right, absolutely. I mean, you know, we bring in so many groups and perform with so many groups and give them the opportunity to perform before this huge audience, because it's always a huge audience. So we have, in addition to our 65-piece orchestra, we have Voices of the Mountains, we have Mountain Empire Children's Choral Academy, Mountain Mission School. We also have Academy of Strings is going to be there. So by the time you add all that up, we've told Cornelia, if we go any bigger, we're going to be hanging people from the rafters to find space for them. But to put all of those voices together, especially with things like the Messiah chorus,
Oh, right.
you know, it's just this incredible experience for people and gives goosebumps and just really gets them in that spirit.
It's great. Yeah.
And as you mentioned, a lot of people come. It's always a huge crowd, even before they know what you're performing, because it truly is a Christmas tradition for the entire family.
It is. It's an afternoon where people can just kind of relax and listen to the music and get in that Christmas groove without all of the pushing and shoving of Black Friday, you know, so it comes after Black Friday.
Yeah.
So it'll be a really great afternoon.
300 voices, the symphony. Are we missing anybody? Are there going to be any other special guests?
You know, it seems to me that there is one other guest who's making a special trip from the North Pole to come and pass out candy canes. You know, our Women's Symphony Committee does a great job of a cookie and punch reception afterwards. And this is something where the community comes out and they just get a chance to fellowship and meet people in the community that maybe they haven't met and share the experience of what they've just witnessed, you know. So it's a great way to start off.
That's cool.
And while you're rehearsing for the Christmas concert, you're also very busy preparing for your 2017 season, or what's to come after the first of the year. So what's on the symphony playbill for the first part of next year?
Well, it certainly doesn't get quiet after that.
Yes.
So when we go into next year, we're doing Verdi's Requiem, which is another huge choral piece and a beautiful piece. So we're doing that at the beginning of April. And then we have our annual gala. And as lots of people know, this is our 70th anniversary and the 10th anniversary of our gala. So this is going to be an extra special, huge night. And then we have had the tenor Carl Tanner here a couple of times. He's got a great following in Kingsport now, and he's coming back at the end of April. So we've got so much going on, family and school concerts in Mountain City and playing in Rogersville, Tennessee. You can definitely get more information on everything we've got going on.
So where do you get that? Because I know people are going to want tickets to the Traditions concert. They're going to want to see what's coming up after the first of the year. So where's all that information?
They can find it on our website, which is symphonyofthemountains.org. They can always give us a call at 423-392-8423, or just come by the Renaissance Center. We're up on the 3rd floor, and we'd love to visit.
They're social. They're social.
Absolutely. They're very social and musical, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Date and time and place for that Christmas concert again.
The Kingsport concert is on Saturday, December 3rd. Abingdon is Sunday, December 4th. Both of those are at 3 p.m.
Okay.
And then the one in Pound, Virginia is on December 7th at 7:30 p.m.
Fantastic. Well, Melissa Roberts with Symphony of the Mountains, thank you so much for being on the show. We're looking forward to another wonderful holiday season thanks to the Symphony.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Melissa. And there's more of your CZ from Holston Valley Medical Center right after this.
I actually have my list today.
Oh, you do? Of course you do. This NICU here at Holston Valley Medical Center truly is phenomenal. We're here in front of the Winnie the Pooh wall now, right? They've got quotes from Audrey Hepburn,
Yes.
Bob Marley, and Winnie the Pooh. What a combination. That's because everybody loves the NICU and the babies here. We're so fortunate to have such a world-class medical facility here at Holston Valley Medical Center in our community.
Speaking of world class and people who take good care of us, we want to
Yes.
thank the great team at Spectrum Reach. They probably feel like that we're like a high risk.
We won't share any of their quotes about us.
Right.
with you.
I don't know what we call that wall. We wouldn't call it the Winnie the Pooh wall, though. But thanks, Spectrum, for all that you do with us. We want to remind you to find out what's happening in Kingsport. Please watch us here on the Kingsport Chamber Zone. You can also pay a visit to the Chamber because they're social, so you can like them on Facebook, you can follow them on Twitter, you can give them a call, 392-8800. Check out the website, kingsportchamber.org. Pay them a visit at 400 Crunchfield. They'd love to see you.
We've talked about some fun holiday events on today's show.
Yes.
A couple others to throw out to you that we will be hosting at your Kingsport Chamber on Thursday, December the 1st at 5:30 p.m. It's our Kingsport Chamber Holiday After Hours. We'll be at the Meadowview Marriott, co-sponsored by our great friends at Barter Theater, and we will be there.
We will.
Taking the CZ.
Come and see us. Come say hello. We're social as well.
Laura will share. She'll make copies of her Christmas list and share with you.
And then only, because Bob never gets me anything from it, and then only 12 hours later, come back to Meadowview, because it will be the Kingsport Chambers, or spend the night, it will be the Kingsport Chambers holiday breakfast. That kicks off at 7:30. That's on Friday, December the 2nd. We'd love to see you.
And to our next visit together on your CZ, for all the babies here at the NICU, we are Bob and Laura reminding you, as always, please be loyal.
Bye, local. Have a great week.